Hello everybody, welcome back to another Kerbal Space Program video, and welcome to the Space Plane Hangar, where we are constructing a very derpy looking nose. Yeah, this is not the final design, I'm just experimenting with things, and yeah, I do eventually change it because that looks very, very stupid. What am I even building today? Yep, that's the question right now, although you could probably just check the video, but if you don't know, when they used to transport the space shuttles around, either to like the Cape to get launched or to a museum or whatever, and they were done flying, they would put them on top of a modified 747-100 known as the Shuttle carrier aircraft, and they would just the shuttle will kind of just sit on there and fly. I'll throw a picture on screen right now, and yeah, that's what I'm constructing today. And we obviously need a twist because this is Kerbal Space Program. This isn't Kerbal Realistic Program. So I was just thinking, what if you just launch the shuttle from the carrier plane? That seems like a normal thing to do. So we're doing it. So this is going to be like a space tourism type mission. We're going to put 4 Kerbals in the shuttle, and they're going to go on like a tourism mission, kind of like a Blue Origin mission, because the shuttle does not have enough fuel to get into orbit because it doesn't have the SRBs or the orange tank to help it. All I have is like 2 little fuel tanks I can throw into the shuttle cargo bay, and that's all it has aside from the 100 meters a second and the little bit of altitude that the carrier aircraft gives it. So they're going to be doing like a Blue Origin-esque mission where you just kind of go up and then you come right back down, and you just get to you get to float around for like 5 minutes, look at the planet, and just have a jolly old time for a few minutes in orbit, or orbit with space, not orbit. Although Jeff Bezos doesn't seem to know the difference between orbit and space. Card. It's a really funny video. You guys should check it out. That's the plan for today's video. We're going to bring 4 Kerbals. They're going to enjoy themselves for 5 minutes, because Kerbals love space, and these are like astronauts, so they've already been to space and orbit like plenty of times. But hey, we're fixing the nose, and we're making it even worse right now. Eventually I found a design that actually looked kind of okay, and now it's just you see it right here if you just put the little nose cone piece on, and it worked. So this is the 747. The 747 is really the only construction project I really have to do because I already have a space shuttle built up. I've probably had a space shuttle in like 7 videos before, so I have a space shuttle I've already built a while ago that I'll just import in to the 747. The 747 was quite a bit of a challenge. The most challenging part, in my opinion, of the 747 was that tail fin. I'm actually going to crossfade right now because I spent like an hour basically on the tail fin. And this is the best design I got. I'm still not terribly happy with how it came out, but I don't know. If anyone has any better 747 tail fin ideas, do let me know. So another problem is the GE9. That's the J90, I believe is what it's called in KSP, is analogous to the GE90, which powers the 777, which is a huge engine, if you don't know. Way bigger than the engines that actually power the 747. So they are a little bit weird in terms of scaling, but I mean, it's not the next option was way too small. So I mean, yeah, you get what you get, and you don't make it fit. Even though I kind of want to make it fit, why don't we have better jet engines? Even though I've never really even make planes in KSP. I mean, they're always like SSTOs and stuff. So I guess I really don't have a lot to complain about. Just finishing up the tail section of the aircraft. I'm actually glad because there's a little bit longer of a build time lapse for this video, so I can actually talk to you guys about stuff which I wanted to because there's a lot of crap I want to talk about for in today's video. Actually, one thing I do want to bring up is if you don't know, I haven't talked about it in like a video or two. I'm doing a community space station on my Discord tonight. I think I want to extend the deadline by 1 or 2 days. Basically everyone can submit a module, and I'm going to launch all the modules. I already have, I think it's about 50 modules already. It is absolutely insane. A few people have made doubles, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to. If you've made a double module, I don't know if I'll be able to get to your module, just because I have like literally probably 40 to 45 unique modules that I have to launch here. So I don't know, we'll see if I get to them. If not, and we're talking like the part limit's 100, so we're talking like 5,000-ish parts, so that's yay. It's gonna be great. My computer's gonna have a great time. If you're interested, there'll be a link to the Discord in the description. And even if you don't make it for the challenge or you don't want to do the space station, there are plenty. We do weekly challenges. We have a great time. So that's a subtle plug, right? Also, subscribe button and comment, like, notification. I've been doing these like polls on my community tab because I just unlocked the community tab because I have I got accepted in the partner program. I really love doing the polls on the community tab. We've asked like cooking questions for 2 days, which is kind of weird, but hey, cooking is fun, isn't it? But yeah, you can right? I heard that's what you're supposed to do as a YouTuber. As you know, I have like 1,200 subs. I'm a professional YouTuber. I have a goal to 2,000 subs by the end of the month, or the year, basically. So we'll see if that happens. It was looking good, and now it's looking less good. So, well, let's launch our plane, shall we? That's the end of the build time lapse. And now it is time to have a look at the launch. This launch did not go well. I mean, if you look at this thumbnail, it's like it kind of gives you an indicative. It gives you a little bit of foreshadowing as to how this video goes. There's gonna be a blooper reel at the end. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned for all the explosions and all the parts that didn't go as planned, stick around. But might as well talking about what's on screen, which is the launch or the takeoff. You don't really launch planes, do you? So we have Bob, who is somehow alive again, even though after he died in the last video. I'll put a card up if you want to watch that. Yeah, so we're just accelerating ourselves down the runway. This thing takes off actually, no, I think I take it off at around a realistic speed, about 70 meters a second, which is maybe 5 meters a second slower than a real 747 would. But there we go. We are in the air, and we can get time lapse going as we get ourselves as fast and as high as possible. Oh, I keep swallowing. There's like something in my throat, kind of. Either way, we are just trying to get as fast and high. I tried saying them together as possible because though these are jet engines, or like commercial airliner jet engines, they don't really have great high altitude performance, so we can't really get any speed at high altitude. Like the air launching part, it really doesn't make that much of a difference, honestly. I don't even. Hey, it's for the memes, right? For the memes. At least the Kerbals are having a good time. So just crossing 2.5 kilometers now. I believe I detached the aircraft at the space shuttle at around 6 kilometers, and then we fly the 747 back, and the space shuttle heads off to space. I mean, that's why it's called a space shuttle, I assume. While we head up to orbit, I would like to let you guys know that this video is proudly sponsored by Raid Shadow. No, I'm just kidding. I've made this joke before about Raid Shadow Legends. Might as well make it again. Raid Shadow Legends is the online multiplayer PV. I don't know why am I like literally doing a plug for Raid Shadow Legends? It's a terrible game. Don't get Raid Shadow Legends. It sucks. Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends is POS. Do not, no buy. No Raid Shadow Legends. Also, as we pass 5.5 kilometers, we are actually approaching our detach point. So I probably start talking about what's on screen instead of Raid Shadow. No. I don't know. That's kind of how Matt Lown said it. I think Matt Lown has like the best plugs or best sponsorships ever, where like he has a video and then like the thing comes down and like, oh, look at the care package. Look what's in here. A copy of Raid Shadow. It's great. Matt Lown is great at plugs. But we're doing our launch now. So disactivating the space shuttle's control surfaces, pitching the aircraft up, and there we go, and we're flying off. Only minor explosions as we get the space shuttle up, and the 747 can turn around and head back to the KSC. We are now pitching basically vertically with the space shuttle, just kind of go a little bit gentle with the pitch there. SAS has a little bit of a hard time maintaining radial out, so I kind of have to manually doing it. I'm doing a little bit of a backwards burn. We're a little bit past the radial out vector on the space shuttle just because I need to be able to get the thing back to the we actually don't go back to the KSC on the space shuttle, we go back to the island runway. Basically what I do is I try and go straight up, have like basically no horizontal velocity, and then I like the island, because of the rotation of the planet, the island runway kind of like rotates to me. So that's kind of how that works. But our 747 is now coming back for a landing. I don't know. You can rate my landing. Is it a butter 10 out of 10 landing, or like Ryanair? I mean, I think it's kind of in the middle. I think it was an okay landing, better than Matt Lown's landings. His when he doesn't even try with his plane landings, he just flops them on the ground. Matt Lown, more like Matt Lame. And just kidding. Matt Lown's great. I did, you know, I was talking about my polls earlier. I did a poll. Whoever I asked, people thought the best KSP YouTuber was, and Matt Lown won by like a huge margin. He won like 54% of the vote. And second place was, I think, Strats and Blitz with only 20%. And then it was like Scott Manley at 11. It was crazy. People like Matt Lown. Hey, Matt Lown is great. I mean, I'm kind of similar to Matt Lown. So yeah, so we are now going up into space. I am now detaching the, or releasing the cargo bay, or releasing the fuel tank, and it can go fly away because we don't need it's just dead weight now, and it can go crash back down to Kerbin. And then we're gonna take Bob on an EVA. He's gonna go exploring the shuttle, try and, I don't know, examine. Maybe we'll go on a fun spacewalk. You know, you go in space, and we're just hitting Apwaps right now, headed back down. So Bob's gotta probably finish up his EVA activities pretty quick here, or else he's gonna get kind of melted. I actually thought about leaving Bob on the back here and just have him like stand on the top of the shuttle as it came into land, but I felt like that might be a little bit too mean for Bob. I actually tried to put him in the engine bell, and turns out there's a little bit of an invisible wall, so I can't really get into the engine bell. Very sad. And now Bob's going to re-embark on the craft and get ready to do the landing procedure. So we're coming down on the island runway, like I said. Just because we don't really have the way our trajectory went, we don't have enough. We can't glide back to the KSC because we just where we're coming in. You can see our trajectory there. I turned on the little red target thing to show us we're going to be coming in. So we are now due starting. That's not a very good view. Imagine if you're coming down in a space shuttle and you're like heading straight towards the planet. That'd probably be a little scary. But doing a quick save there, and that was definitely not needed ever. Definitely didn't use a quick save. Now we're coming in to land. We have to get ourselves as much drag as possible because we need to lose speed. Because if we come in nose first, the thing will literally like not slow down and like crash into the ocean at like 800 meters a second. So yeah, space shuttle is not actually aerodynamically stable until around 9-8 kilometers. So we just kind of have to do a bit of a flat spin through the upper atmosphere as we begin to lose those last few hundred meters a second of speed. And hopefully, as we come through 12 kilometers, we get a little bit more on the stable side. Still not quite stable, going quite slow. Luckily, the island runway is a pretty easy glide for us, as we have like literally 20 meters a second of fuel, so we literally do have to glide our way back. Looks like we're now stable, and it's just a game of gliding. We have more than enough energy to get back to the island runway. So it should be a pretty easy glide back. Honestly, the biggest problem is trying not to overshoot the running because you do come in a little bit quick on these landings. So I'm just turning up my brake settings just so make sure we don't have a little bit of an oopsie off the end of that runway, because it's not that big of a runway, but it's like a deceivingly big runway. But it also, you can get complacent and feel like it's long, but it actually isn't. So coming over the runway now, we're already like halfway down the runway, coming in, doing that flare. Still floating, float city. Hey, and we're stopped instantly. Yeah, we used like 3/4 of the runway to land, and then we stopped literally instantly. That was a good landing though, by the way, 10 out of 10. Pretty happy with myself. That's the end of the video. Let's cue this thingy, the crash time lapse. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Please rate and comment to this video. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, and bye.